Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from Western Kentucky, and we are continuing our playthrough of Total War 3 Kingdoms using the 8 Princes DLC, and we are playing as Sima. And this last episode has seen us get stuck in quite the predicament. We got Sima way over here, crossing through Mao Ren's land, who we have fortunately a treaty with, so we can do the crossing of his lands. But the big threat is happening up north. We have both a Sima Y moving down with 2 full stacks against me, and the closest force I have is Bujun here in Changsha. Not a match at all for even 1 full stack. And these full stacks, when we look at them, have forces that are heavier or potentially more just stronger than I. These are lower level as far as promotions and advancement, but they're heavy units compared to what we have. Yeah, heavy spear infantry, a lot of heavy spear infantry. When you look at Sima Y's units themselves, we are looking at cataphracts, which I have nothing to match up against. We're looking at the Chu infantry, heavy sword infantry. We're looking at heavy spear infantry. So we're looking at being outmatched potentially by these, not only just 2 full stacks, but 2 full stacks that outrank us. And then we look over here at the Jin Empire coming down with his heavy repeating crossbowmen and onyx dragons that are advanced, pearl dragons. These are just forces that, you know, then we have our normal G militia over here, but he has a core of forces that are stronger than mine in that army, full stack, and this army run by Sima Z. We're looking at kind of the same thing, not as much as far as higher quality troops as well. There we got the cataphract. So as we do have the higher promoted level 6, level 7, level 5, which is going to help make them better and stronger troops with all those promotions. And when we're looking at me with just my cute little stack with Ling Hong down here, and my nice little stack with Sima A down here, and my force with Bujun down here, it's making me feel like, well, maybe I'm not doing as well and I'm not as strong as I thought I was, and maybe we need to refocus a little more on some of the smaller low-hanging fruit that we can pick off and work on building our strengths first before we start agitating too much far away from us. That's kind of my thinking. I know it's kind of a not aggressive, kind of a pull back kind of a style that maybe you're disappointed in, but I think what I'm going to look at doing, and I've taken a lot of time looking at all these units and how do I match up, what if I was to ambush them, and you know, if I was able to even get my units close enough for an ambush, fine and dandy. Maybe I can find a way to beat a stack, but then they're followed up by another full stack and there's no way I could replenish in time. I just think it's a losing proposition to continue forward with these wars, and I think even though it's probably going to cost me, I'm thinking I need to look at suing for some peace so I can get more control of my expansion back. So that's my thinking. I've been thinking about this long and hard, and that's how we're gonna approach it. So let's get in here. And we'll start out with Jin Empire, which is massively overwhelming strength compared to ours. And those are just the units I can see. We know also over here in Mao Ren's land, or just north of there, there's that defeated Jin Empire army somewhere up to the north. At least that's the direction it retreated. So it's probably still up there somewhere, depending on how far it went back to replenish or retreat. And if it's anything like the last time I beat him down, then he came back down pretty replenished pretty quickly. So there's probably even yet another Jin Empire force off in the unknown areas out of my line of sight right now. So this is above and beyond what I can just see. So that's why I'm thinking the prudent thing to do is sue for peace and then look at expansion on my terms, picking off the lower hanging fruit, not the big juicy apples at the top of the tree quite yet. It's kind of a conservative approach, and some of you are out there going, no, no, go for it, but it's not my style, and I apologize if it doesn't suit what you're hoping for. But we're going to pull back a little bit because I've noticed I got to work on strengthening up my own forces here first before we go against some of these better factions. So let's take a look at the Jin Empire, and let's see what it's going to cost. So peace alone with the Jin Empire isn't bad. I think last episode I took a peek at what it would be with Sima Y, and I think that's where the cost is going to come. So let's see what we can do. Let's see. I know we got, you know, all sorts of ancillaries that we could potentially trade. As far as armor, I know I've been building up a lot of armor that I haven't found a use for, and guess what? I think we have a use here for helping us sue for peace with these forces. The Jin Empire, none of these is, you know, some of these are okay, but none of them are just, I can't part without them. So we're gonna see about trading some of these pieces away. And let's see what this does to us. And that puts it in our favor by 0.3. In fact, let's take the thoroughbred out of there. Let's trade one more suit of armor. See if it goes a little more in our favor. Let's do this one. Ah, that's even a little more in our area. And then see if we can get a little cash from the Jin Empire. And maybe I can use some of this cash to our benefit when we start negotiating with Sima Y. Okay, then we got a nice even deal for peace. That he should go for that. We should be at peace with the Jin Empire now. Of course, my expansion plans against them are going to be put on hold, but like I said, we'll pick some other targets to help do a slow, controlled growth to get our, as we work on also building up our forces. Now someone else, let's see, we need to make peace with Sima Y. And yeah, you're the expensive one. Look at that. Negative 32.8. So I'm going to have to pay a bit for peace this way. Let's see what this trade gets us. Gets us down to 15.6, which now let's see if with cash alone will be enough. So let's make a payment first of all. We can, I think we have I can't remember exactly what our funds are. 3,500, 4,000, somewhere in that range. Let's see if we spend our cash. How far does that get that down? 3,963 gets it down to, oh, it's only 11.4. We got a little bit of food we can trade. I can see parting with maybe 3 food. We'll try that. And let's see a per turn, because we do have some per turn income, and this would be for 10 turns though. So it would stifle us for 10 turns. But it'll also give us the time we might need, I hope, to build up our forces so we're a better match next time. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Next time we come across these guys. Kind of bouncing it back and forth here to get it down to where we want it nice and even, to minimize the amount of money we're spending. And there, that looks like the sweet spot. We've got it down to where he should accept. That gets us out of the wars, also out of the wars with his vassals, and I believe that gets us out of any conflicts and wars temporarily for the moment. Okay. So we are at peace. Now we got to start thinking forward for ourselves. Now here's Sima Chi, who we just defeated. I think what we'll do short term is, after we're able to start moving again, once we get past this turn, we'll move a force to kind of keep him from getting too aggressive after our war. I'm thinking maybe he's feeling a little on the bad side about having had us beat him up, and that's who we need to go against, I think, short term, is these smaller groups that we can beat up on, just so we get to the point where we can give our own armies experience and in the process slowly start upgrading. I think we're also going to look at canceling our, once we get out of his territory, canceling our military, being able to move our military through each other's territory with Mao Ren, and then look at picking off his him as the low-hanging fruit, because I don't believe Mao Ren, at least at the moment. So we're going to have to do some of this quickly now that we've decided, because I don't believe, yeah, he has no alliances, nothing like that. So he's also weaker than us. So I think this is the way we're going to have to go, and it may even be that we break up our coalition that we've started. Zhikan down on the south, he's inferior to us, so we may just have to look at taking over the territories that we can, and in the process have as our focus building up experience and then slowly upgrading our forces as we can also. So anyway, let's move on to the next turn now that we're at peace, and just make sure that all stays quiet. Oh, look at that. And there was a force sitting up here on our northern border ready to come down on me. So at least with the Jin Empire, I think I made the right move. We will invite Song Wai into our coalition. I am saying right now I am not going to do that. It'll make me less, Sima Yan less happy with me, and Zikan more happy with me, because he doesn't want to do it either. So I'm going to reject him into our coalition, because that coalition in my book is going to start breaking up a little bit as I look at expanding myself. And we got him, he's moving against Gu Shangzhu, it looks like. The one, we gave her little territory over there, and he's moving against her. It looks like it's someone he actually is stronger than. Sima Yue has vassalized Sima Liang. Okay, he's growing in strength. Sima Liang had vassalized Song Wai, I believe it was. So we'll see how that leaves Song Wai. He may be a target now. We'll find out. If he's still a vassal somehow of Sima Liang, I wouldn't think so. So we'll see how that standing is too. That may be another way for us to go. We have finished a new reform, so let's take a look at where we can best utilize that. Increasing our character experience is kind of thinking that may be where I go first off. Secondly, we also have scoured earth, but military logistics is where I really would like to get at some point. Increasing my military supplies and ammunition for all units, and redeployment costs are reduced. So I'm kind of thinking, I think we'll start out with this one to increase our character experience. And then from there on we'll go with the other reform I believe that we're looking at. A new ancillary is in our area, an eavesdropper, and I don't even know that we have somebody who's going to be in need of an eavesdropper. Let's just take a quick peek down. Oh, do we have some ancillaries available for Huangfu Shang? Instinct, resolve, nothing with expertise, but Huangfu Shang, you're pretty happy, so don't have to worry about anything that gives you satisfaction. So I'm gonna make sure there's not somebody else that might need more satisfaction. That's 8 satisfaction for Ling Hong. It's only 4 satisfaction for Gong, but he's overall very happy. Shikin Shan. Yeah, we just doesn't look like oh wait, we do have, we can just give Wen Kuo. He's the only one that doesn't have a follower, so we'll just park you over there for the moment. Not that authority is what he needs, but it'll give the advisor a home at least for the moment. And I don't think we're in a position, our income has dropped dramatically with that piece just because, but at least we have an income because for 10 turns we're going to be paying out through all our orifices to pay for this piece for the next 10 turns. So we're going to have to look at building up in other ways. So even though we need to expand our armies as fast as possible, we got to find ways to build up our per turn income. And maybe that's going to be disbanding temporarily. Is that the best way to do it? We'll find out. We finished a harbor trader in Zhangwu, the small city. And diplomatic reports. These armies are trespassing. Yes, we knew that. We saw the Jin Empire big old stack come out of hiding right after we declared peace, and made me feel that maybe, even though it's the kind of a boring thing, it's going to help us out in the long run. Okay, we have the force here that we did see up here. Sima Chi, I don't see his force anymore peeking around out here, so we're probably okay. I think what I'll do is rotate. Let's take a look at Song Wai. Because he had been, I believe, a vassal at one point of Sima Liang. Oh, that's Ron Shen is one of his vassals. But they're all vassals of Sima Yue. So Sima Liang, I think Song Wai may be on his own now. So that may be something I can look at picking off here in the north, is Song Wai. Because he seems to not be... Yeah, he's not tied to anybody right now, so it might be time to repay Song Wai. So I think what we'll do is we'll look at Ling Hong's forces, who's right to the north, and that's Ruan Shen. I don't think we have any kind of agreement with Ruan Shen. And we don't. We're giving him some food, and we have a trade agreement with him, but we don't have any kind of agreement to cross his territory. In fact, let's just find out how much that would cost. Yeah, I'm just not in the point to pay. I think we'll just take the long way around, unfortunately. So let's keep you in forced march while the weather is, it's winter. Of all things. Well, but for the moment, we're going to keep you in forced march, and we're up towards Song Wai, and Bujun. We're gonna kind of send you over here towards Yuzhang to hold on to this side where I don't think we're going to have a lot of threats going on. So we're going to kind of flip-flop these two forces, and then Sima Ai, we got to get you out of here, because the idea in my mind is that we go against Mao Ren over here once we cancel our ability or our treaty to move forces through each other's lands. So let's get myself, forced march doesn't quite get me across the border, but that's where we're going to go. So maybe next turn we'll be able to look at canceling that, and then seeing about getting back to expansion mode, but on the low-hanging fruit this time, not the tough ones, not the tough fruit. Okay, I think that's it for this turn. We don't have a lot of forces to spend. Fujun, let's use up all of your movement. There we go. All right, let's go next turn. So it's not exactly what I had planned a couple episodes ago. This is not how I envisioned things turning out, but sometimes you have to be flexible and play with the cards you're dealt. I think it was the appropriate time for me to fold at this point. I hope I made the right move. I think I have for the long term. Short term, well, it's a little frustrating. A question of rank. The Ministry of Education has submitted their final review of the 9 rank allocations. Upsettingly, one of your retainer's clients has received a lower rank than they expected. Your retainer asks that you correct this obvious mistake if they are able. They also offer, of course, to cover any necessary costs. So I can increase corruption for 5 turns by 20%. Satisfaction by Bujun will increase for 5 turns. It'll add to my wealth alignment. And since we're only looking at a 20% corruption on a local commandery, I think I'm gonna go ahead and intervene on this one. I don't see. Plus I need the treasury. How about that for making up my mind? So much for morals, right? Okay. So Bujun, you got your way this time. just watch it, Buster. You aren't always going to get your way. Not like a spoiled child. And Ling Hong, let's get you moving to the north. At some point we're going to take, probably maybe next turn, we'll take you out of forced march just to give you a chance to get back to 100% health. And hopefully we'll be able to go against Song Wai by the time you get up there, and he will not have become a vassal of somebody, or the situation hasn't changed. That's why I'm saying we do have to move. I think time is of the essence for the most part. So let's get you across the border, Sima IE. And let's take you off of forced march. Oh, can't I in the middle of a turn? What is this? Well, I'm not going to move you any further. We're just going to lose out this turn. I should have taken you off forced march at the beginning of the turn. Lesson learned, hopefully remembered. So we can't take you off a forced march once we've started, is what it looks like. Everybody is still hanging in there as far as satisfaction. I do have a little bit extra funds now with that decision we made. And let's see if we have something that might... Tsangwu, do we have any assignments? Do we have any? We don't even have anybody available at this point to send out on assignment. So at some point it's going to be in our best interest to take a look at the nobles that we have moving through our candidates and see if we have someone that may look like someone we can send out on assignment. Hopefully somebody that does not. In fact, what's our family tree looking like? What's the age of some of our kids? And now this is good news. Looking down here, we got a 14-year-old already, Sima Shuo. We've got some children coming up on the way, 14, 11, they'll be spaced out. So we're gonna, even if we don't get the right nobles through our courts, shortly we're gonna start getting our own family members available to help us out. So that's good news. That's good news. I didn't realize they had aged so, we had gone so far that their age is becoming a good thing for us. In Changsha, we would have the ability that would hurt. It'll increase our reformation though, which is up to, lowers corruption 10%, increases our research rate 20, increases our trade influence. In fact, are we maxed out on our trade? Yes, we are right now. I just figured I better take a peek at that. Sangwoo, do we have any unique buildings that we can do here? We're kind of hovering even here without any change, so I'm thinking it's a point where I need to, even though it's going to hurt my reformation, just because of the plus benefits I think that building chain gets me. No, I'm sorry. This one doesn't. See, that's where I'm getting mixed signals. The Confucian temples in the base game definitely help the attitudes. It helps. Here it's noble support. There it's what, satisfaction, whatever it's called. The population. It helps the population. Here it's not that big a deal. So what do I need to build? Oh, it's the schools. schools in this one. So that's what I could do. I think what we'll do is we will build a school because that helps Reformation and noble support. So let's go ahead and pop a school here in Changwu. And all the other commanderies at the moment, except for Yuzhang, are looking either stable or moving in the positive. Now let's see what we are looking at over here and what's causing the different faction support, which will go away, and this will eventually become an even Steven kind of commandery. I think while we're at it though, we have the open slot. Let's just go ahead and increase noble support and build the school here also. All right, that is it for this turn. Everybody's moved. We're kind of reshuffling, doing a reshuffle dance. Let's go on. See if we get any surprises. I don't want to jinx it. We don't need any surprises, at least for a few more turns here till we get our things going in the direction we want. I saw Jikan's name move around up the top. I want to see, is he engaged in battle down here? Oh yeah, he took over that large town down here. He drove her away. We'll see if she's gone. I didn't see anything saying that a faction was defeated, so maybe she's off looking for another abandoned province again on the move. But Sima Liang has joined a war alongside Sima Yue against Sima Lun. So yeah, we got some stuff going on in the north. Oh, there she did. There's the message I was wondering if we got. Gu Shangzhu is no more, so it's all Jikan in the south now. And that's someone I think we may, once we take care of these first two targets that I've picked up, then eventually we'll move south. He's the low-hanging fruit in the south. And like I said, I think that's the plan I gotta try moving forward with. Keep negotiations solid with everybody in the north so we don't get dragged into something that'll overwhelm us, and quietly, kind of quietly, build our strength in the south. We got some more people moving through. Anybody by name interesting? No, but we'll have to take a look at those characters. County schools are both built, which will help our noble support. And we lost that trade route, so we got to look at picking up a new trade route. That's something we can do right away. Let's see who's able to trade with us. Sima Chi. We don't have a lot of options. Let's take a look at what kind of interest he has in a trade agreement. Yeah, we can probably work on that because overall we may have to give him a little right away. Do I have a cheap ancillary that I can give him, or have I traded all my ancillaries away, I think. Hey, we can trade a little wooden dog and see what that does for us. That pretty much does it. So let's propose the deal there. We have our trade agreement back, and we can't afford to lose the income, so it's kind of forced in my mind to make that deal. Okay, our income right now is 759, so it is climbing all on its own. Okay, let's. Okay, first of all, let's remember to take you out of forced march. It's going to allow you, I'd like to get one more turn of getting the Dao Sword Guards a little more replenished. And then we may look at canceling. In fact, I'm wondering, let's see what the repercussions are if we take off with Mao Ren. That's fine. Mao Ren, where the heck are you? Wow, Sima Y has, oh yeah, well we knew he had a lot of vassals, but so does Sima Yue. They're kind of matching each other with vassals, so I need to quietly get moving here in the south. Let's go Mao Ren, Mao Ren. I must have gone right by you. There we are. He is weaker than us, and I'm thinking we need to cancel the military access agreement with him. In preparation, the deal is broken. He's not going to be happy with me, which is fine because you're not going to be happy with me even more very shortly. And let's continue our march, and I think we'll take you off forced march now also. So you have a chance to do a little replenishing here. Yes, Ling Hong, how far can you get? Up this way? We're swinging, we're taking the long way around to get up to Song Wai, and then we'll have to hope as we get closer, we'll kind of check to make sure he's not partnered up, coalitioned up, allied up, vassalized up with anybody else. And then we'll have to do the same thing in a turn with Mao Ren over here. And then if long as that's not the case, we'll get moving forward. And then finally, Bujun, we're going to send you over this way, because I think as you're building, you're not really a scary force in anybody's eyes. We just kind of get you off on the quiet front, build you up over there. I think that's probably it for this turn. Let's move on to the next turn. A little bit of a misclick there. Let's get back up here, kind of get vision on where we're going to be, and let's take the next turn. Simue would like us to become his vassal. I don't think so, even though he's going to give us a nice amount of money. He guarantees us our autonomy, but I think when you become someone's vassal, you also got a, doesn't show here, I think he gets some of a portion of my income also as a vassal. At least that works way when someone's my vassal. So we're going to reject that. I need to be solo in the south and kind of continue with my new strategy in the south here. Okay, this is a friend in need. We have Huang Fu Shang relationship. We got several relationships deepening. Sima Ai and Gong Xiaoru, and Huang Fu Shang and Gong Xiaoru. So all those happiness things have got to help us in the short term, because we got to find ways to get our soldiers happy. And once again, Sima Yin is showing that he's a pain in the butt and he's not happy anymore. We need to, for his next promotion, it's got to be up around 3,000 to get him there. And right now, I don't. So I picked him up when I destroyed. That's why he's been so difficult. And I got to remember that for in the future. When his faction was destroyed, I hired him on from that, and so he just has this inner hatred of me for destroying his old faction. He has not forgiven me for that, apparently. Oh, no, he has a grudge against Sima Yang. I thought that was me, so it's Sima Yang he has a grudge against. That's who destroyed his faction after I picked him up. So he just does desire higher office. So sorry I misread that. But he just wants higher office. So what we need to do is just find a way. How close? We're still a long way from getting promoted. So we got to get a move on our low-hanging fruit to hopefully get us some experience, and so we can get ourselves promoted is what it looks like. Not in a position I'm looking to hire anybody else. I'm looking to grow my income temporarily. In fact, we're looking at, yeah, the noble support in Yuzhang is almost under control. Everybody else just about is starting to move positive. Let's look at Yulin. What do we have going on down here? And I don't really have a good way without having the main city that he just took over, Jikan. Don't have a good way to influence with the kind of building choices I have down here at the moment. Requires entrepreneurs. And this one, I just have insufficient funds, but I could get up to a coastal trading village. If I can get up to 2,375, and next turn I might be able to. And there's a way in my limited fashion to be able to work on my per turn income. So that may be, we may look at doing a port next time just to help my income now that the noble support seems to have settled down a little bit. So we'll keep that in the back of our minds. And let's get Bujun. We're going to move you over. We're just going to march you that way. I'm going to put you in the city. It's your ultimate goal. And Ling Hong, the unhappy Mr. Ling Hong, we are going to continue your travels north. You're almost at full strength as we move towards Songwai. And finally, Sima, I think this may be the point where we declare war against Mao Ren. And let's just double check. I'm going to be very aware anymore of how... Okay, he's still a solo dude over here, and I think he is ripe for the pickings as inferior strength to mine. So I think we are going to declare war on Mao Ren and move right in. Fortunately, it's only -4. I'm sure I'm going to start getting untrustworthy if I already am, perhaps. I don't know. We're going to start taking a hit on my declaration after breaking. So I declared war shortly after breaking the deal. I probably should have waited just a tiny bit more. Is it worth it becoming untrustworthy? Is it worth it? That's the question. Or do I wait one more turn? I tell you what, we're going to wait one more turn. I'm going to see. I got to get a better feel for how long that untrustworthy meter depletes or goes down. Because -4 after only just a couple turns ago, seems like it probably was higher and it's deteriorated fast. So one more turn, it probably will be negligible, that untrustworthiness. So let's just pass. We'll give him, it'll give him that extra turn. Yeah, he'll be pretty much to full strength then after this. So yeah, we're going to go ahead one more turn. So let's hit the next turn button. And we will get back on the offensive next turn, barring some major surprise here. Sima Chi, he would like a non-aggression pact, and he would pay us 1,024. Right now, he's so weak. Yeah, he's also a vassal of Sima Yue. And I'm not going to push that button right now. So yeah, we will do the non-aggression pact for now, because I'm not going to take him on as a vassal of Sima Yue. So I think we'll take the money and accept it in this particular instance. Okay, Sima Y has vassalized Sima Yao. Alright, that's not anybody we were looking at attacking, so Sima Yue has vassalized Sima Chi. Well, we found that out last turn, or just earlier as we negotiated the non-aggression pact. And finest armor we get. See, that's the one nice thing about having an armorer in our midst. I knew by trading away the armor we'd get some more back. So we will take a look. In fact, let's go in there right now. I clicked the wrong way, but let's take a look at what kind of armor we got. Well, nothing that he can use. Unyielding scale mail. So that's pretty much the same. It's a better armor base, so we won't look at changing you. Armor base 46. These are lower armor bases. Yeah, so we'll stay the way we are there. Ling Hong, what are you using? 46 armor base. Yeah, you're fine. Sorry, every now and then you got to do a little searching and double checking. We got our 30 armor base here. It's a possibility of proficient scale mail. It'll give us slightly higher armor base, up to 36. We lose a charge bonus, but we gain expertise, which gives us melee evasion. So I think we'll do this one. We'll make the switch for the higher armor base, and to give us more expertise, we'll do that switch there. Shiken Shan, currently at 28 armor base. Well, you can take over what perhaps was the old armor that we just took off. I'm almost, no, that's down here. No, that's being used by someone else. So this gives you an upgrade, 30 armor base based on your 29, but what does it do? It lowers your expertise. Now, we'll pass on that. Wen Kuo, currently with a 50 armor base. And Daiwuan Meng, we have no robes for a strategist available right now. So yeah, the armor that we got was not apparently impressive enough to make us do a lot of things. Sima Ai is now cheerful. Well, yeah, because you aren't at war. You weaseled your way out of that war. The two wars we were up against and outnumbered in. So yeah, I guess I'd feel a little cheerful myself. Okay, I think this is the turn. Let's see how this looks over here. Let's go in and negotiate. See what the war and our untrustworthiness goes to by declaring war against Mao Ren. Yeah, it's dropping down to -3. I'm not going to wait 3 turns. We're going to find out what this untrustworthiness, how that'll hurt us, but somehow untrustworthy meter of a -3 doesn't sound excessive, so let's declare war. We are coming at ya. We are at war. So Sima Ai, where is exactly that tool maker? And let's just go move right in. Quick blitz assault. Should be a decisive. Yes, I predicted decisive victory. What kind of a map does this one look at? It's a tool maker. We're just going to go ahead and auto resolve. I feel like I want to fight a battle, but I don't want to just do this battle, you know. Well, we don't outnumber them that much, do we? But it's still listed as decisive because we just overwhelm. Let's delegate. We gain some much needed coin and we will occupy. Okay, it feels good to be on the expansion train again. I have a feeling we're going to run into Mao Ren up in the large town. So next turn we will move more over towards the livestock farm. And you know, and now that I think about it with Bu Jun, just in case he decides to get crazy and move over towards Changsha, I probably should hold Bu Jun more over in this direction right now because I do not feel threatened over in the east. And then let's get you marching up towards Songwai. Yeah, we'll get you up to the trade port this turn. We'll stop at the trade port rather than move onto the river. Next turn we'll move onto the river. We just got that one last force to get replenished. And then we're ready to move against Songwai. So it feels good to be on the move again. And what I'm going to do is let's go down. Where was that down there? Was it Yulin? Or Yuzhang? I think it was Yulin. Yeah, that's where I can now afford the trade port down there, and I think I want to look at increasing my. I got to keep working on growing my income where I can. Sangwoo, what have we got down here? Got to work on keep growing my income, and we have the ability. What are we at right now? A harbor trader. We're over here on a harbor trader. We can go up to a trading port. That's definitely going to help. And we can afford it. Okay, so there we've worked on our income. Let's end this turn and see if we can get or smoke out Mao Ren up in his territory and get on the river next turn to take on Songwai. It's going to be a tough battle here. Looking, he's got his main force, which is probably all of his army in the Lujiang fishing port, so we may have to starve him out with that kind of a force along with a garrison. because I don't have a lot of battle experience here with Ling Hong. And Ling Hong is less satisfied. So these unfortunate events, well, whatever it is, something has changed, so he's not totally against me anymore, or not in the red anymore, let's put it that way. So somehow I didn't keep track of that one to know exactly how the change happened. Let's get to the next turn. The Jin Empire. They would like a non-aggression pact with us, but they want us to give them stuff for it. So I don't think so. I might contemplate it if they had just wanted a plain old non-aggression pact without asking for so much. No, we're going to reject that. Okay, we're rapidly moving through the turn. Bian Bing finishes it off, and we are back into the winter. And faction developments, we have a reform. So let's get on over here. We aren't ready to be promoted, so we are going to do the Scouter so we can work and get down to increasing our ammunition for all our units. Okay, it is the winter, but I think I've got a little bit of healing up to do, nothing drastic, so I think being the winter, we're just going to move up to the border. Just so we can get a little, we'll still be going in the direction we want, but we'll still get the replenishment that we need. And then up here on the river, we're going to move into the river with Ling Hong. He is fully replenished. And let's move up the river towards Songwai as we get ready for a declaration of war. Okay, and I see no movement from Mao Ren, but I'm still going to kind of move Bu Junj a little bit more in that direction, just in case he makes a desperation move out of the livestock form, cutting over to Changsha City or something. And that should be, I think I need to hold on to the funds that I have and build them up so I can do some significant building. As far as noble support, Wu Ling, where we just took over, that is taking a hit, as it will temporarily, but everybody else, nobody else other than that's in the negative. So we'll keep proceeding and move on to the next turn. Sima Yan has requested our military support against the Jin Empire. He will give me money for it. And we're evenly matched with him, but I'm going to reject that right now. I don't want to be. We just got out of that difficult situation. I don't want to be pulled in to any outside war at this time. I want it under my terms. A spy captured. Wen Kuo was a spy. Wow. What do you know? If we release him, he'll be indebted to us. Release as a counter spy. He was sent down from Sima Liang. I am going to release him. Low level work and be indebted to me. Let's do the whole release. An enemy spy has been captured with documents pertaining to our trade, crop yields, and economy. What they were doing with these is unknown, but we suspect foul play. Ruan Shen requested their master Sima Yue go to war. So it looks like we are at war by not joining the war against the Jin Empire. So that changes our plans. Land grab. Without your command, one of your retainers is aggressively driving peasants from the land and centralizing land ownership in a commandery. This has reduced the amount of tax-paying peasants, but public maintenance and administration has risen. Do you stop this? So we can side with the peasants. This will add noble support here. Add satisfaction to Sima Yin. So it lowers our income from the peasantry overall, but increases noble support, and that's where I have the toughest time right now, and I have to lean that way. Okay, so we have, this is the new picture. We are at war now with what used to be in the very beginning, I was calling him, our good bud Ruan Shen, that we now are at war with. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, Ruan Shen and Sima Yue are now against us. Now Ruan Shen doesn't scare me. Sima Yue is what is showing forces superior to me. So that has me somewhat concerned. The only good thing is he has distance, but at one time Sima Yue and the Jin Empire would appear, well, maybe not so much the Jin Empire, but Sima Yue appeared to have distance between us, and he eventually worked his forces down our way. So I think the force moving down the river is going to have to just bypass, and Song Wai, he lucked out. And we may have to change the target of our force. Lin Han? Who's Ling Hong? Excuse me. He's moving down the river, and his goal now is the Poyang iron mine. In my book, we'll show Ruan Shen, you don't just leave those friendships you build early on. The land crab, we have friendship between Sima Ai, Sima Yin. We have a new ancillary, the merchant, with cunning. I don't think we have anybody super needy of cunning, but we'll take a look. Yeah, we got +6 cunning there against +4 there, so we'll just hang on to the merchant. And a relationship lost. So yeah, we used to have a good relationship, Ruan Shen, but no longer do we. I think what we're going to do is we're going to move forward now. It is the springtime. We'll see, it's raining, so maybe it's a muddy, mushy spring, but we're going to see if we can make it up to the livestock farm up here. And it seems undefended, just as I thought. Mao Ren is parked in the city, so he's going to force us to duke it out in the city. We're just going to delegate this livestock farm battle since it's decisive. Gained 163 and we're going to occupy. So that means we now move against Mao Ren. Hopefully if this continues in this fashion, that's a good thing. Be nice to get Mao Ren out of the way quickly now that we have a bigger focus with Ruan Shen over here. And let's see where we want to go with our force on the river. Wasn't wanting to let me click on there, so let's see what's the best path. I think if we get off the river up here, we can then take the road to the iron mine. That seems like the path we're going to take here to start out with. Okay, we are on land, on Ruan Shen's land, but he's the one that asked for the war. I think in the meantime then, I think that does allow us. I think I'm going to move our Bujun. I'm more concerned this way now since he has forces over here. He may decide to move against Yuzhang City, so I'm going to move the meager forces I do have down here. And let's take a look in my noble court, see who we have available, because I lost part of my army through treachery. And so I think what we'll do is I'm going to look through our options and candidates. I think we have some funds. I'm going to do the looking off camera. We have some funds where I can hire to bolster that army since we may need it quicker than I expected against Ruan Shen. Once again, hopefully by not joining that request to fight the Jin Empire, I thought I was worrying about the bigger threat, but hopefully this threat we have in front of us here is not going to be as big. We have forces up here, Ruan Shen. We have forces down here, Ruan Shen. Overall, the quality of the forces don't scare me as much as the Jin Empire and Sima Y did when they were coming down. So hopefully we can hold our own over there. I'm feeling a little more confident that way. And then we'll get a peek finally at Mao Ren's forces, which it says are supposed to be weaker than mine. So we'll find out how these meters all read in the coming episode. I'm sorry they were only auto-resolves in this particular turn, but it looks like we will have some non-auto-resolve battles coming up because we got some stacks of armies. I'm sure there's one hidden here where Mao Ren is. We're going to have some battles with Ruan Shen to look forward to. So a little bit of a change in strategy and change of direction from what we might have planned 2 episodes ago or 1 episode ago. So thanks for hanging in with me as we made this our pivotal strategy change shift episode, and join me next time and we find out if it starts paying off for us, at least looking like it'll pay off for us in the long run. We'll find out. This is ZigZagZog signing off from Western Kentucky. Thank you so much for watching.